Hello. Thank you so much for stopping and clicking on this video. My name is Sheridan. This is my very first YouTube video. I'm a little bit nervous. Please bear with me. I'm gonna do this grandma style, hopefully get through it from start to finish because I do not know how to edit yet. That's a skill that I hope that I can gain in the future. I've been wanting to start a channel now for a while, but I have struggled with some anxiety and I have let that hold me back. A few things have happened since the beginning. I'm sorry, my chickens keep setting off our Ring doorbell app. I hope that's not distracting. Where was I? A few things have happened since the beginning of 2025 that have made me realize I don't want to live in any kind of fear anymore and have pushed me forward. One of those being attending the Tony Robbins Time to Rise Summit at the beginning of the year. It was just wonderful and invaluable to me. One of the quotes that he used frequently was, "If you think that you can't do something, you must." Well, I used to say that to my children, who are now grown, when they were growing up. And I don't know why it was so profound to me as an adult. I guess sometimes we just don't take our own best advice. But it was a wonderful conference. I learned so much, and I know he'll never see this, but I wanted to publicly thank him and his wife, Sage. The second was my reaching out to one of my very favorite content creators here on YouTube, and her name is Maria Collett. Maria is wise, witty, and wonderful. And if you enjoy all things beauty or perfume or things that are funny, you should just run over and visit her channel. And if you do, please tell her that I sent you and that I just love her dearly. I had reached out to thank her for a video that she had put out, and in the email that I sent her, I had mentioned that I had thought about starting a YouTube channel, but was just too nervous to do it. And she was so encouraging. She took time out of her busy schedule, which meant so much to me, to send me an email back and telling me, "You don't want to die with any regrets. You should do it." And she had referenced a quote. She wasn't sure who to attribute it to, and I ended up looking it up, and it just really touched me. I'm gonna read it if you don't mind. And I believe it was written by a man named Les Brown. Please forgive me if that's incorrect, but that's what I found. And he wrote, "The graveyard is the richest place on earth because it is there you will find all of the hopes and dreams that were never fulfilled, the books that were never written, the songs that were never sung, the inventions that were never shared, the cures that were never discovered, all because someone was too afraid to take that first step, keep on with the problem, or be determined to carry out a dream." Well, I don't know that YouTube has been a dream of mine, but it's been something that I've wanted to do. And so I really want to push myself to start this channel. I worked at a job that I absolutely loved, and I thought that I would retire from. I was an office manager at our church, and I ended up having a freak accident that it was crazy. It involved potato salad. That's a different story for another day, but I ended up needing a few surgeries and basically had to get off of the computer 8 hours a day. So that has afforded me some extra time, which I have enjoyed being able to spend with my family. I am a wife, a mother of 2 grown children and their spouses, and a nana. And I, of course, love Jesus and my family. My other love, though, has been fragrance, perfume. I love perfume. I could talk about it all day. I have a collection, and I used to think people would either be disgusted or impressed with it. And that's when I found that there's a lot of us. I found a lot of channels on YouTube, and I've just enjoyed it so much. So I've been a frag head probably since I was about 4 years old, when my Grammy bought me my gateway drug of an Avon apple blossom perfume, and I just have been hooked ever since. I have been on one of the most famous perfume review websites. Show you. My husband printed these off for a job interview that I had at one point, and I have just written tons of reviews, which you can find over on that site. I believe I was on there since the inception of it, maybe around 2007, 2008, and I love writing reviews and talking about it. The other thing that happened this year was one of my dearest friends and a mentor of mine passed away, and she was a lady in her 80s. She was just the most wonderful person, and she was ill at the end of last year, but it was still such a shock, and no one had anticipated that she would pass away at the beginning of the year. And I miss her. I still talk to her in my heart sometimes, and I felt like I could hear her saying in her sweet little southern twang, which I'm not going to try to replicate, "Sheridan, you need to go ahead and do this, and don't be afraid. You don't want to have any grave regrets." And that's how she was. She was just funny and would use plays on words. And so I don't want to have any regrets, and I really want to start this channel. I'm going to call it A Whiff and a Prayer. My hope is that I can combine my love of faith and fragrance into one place where we can have an encouraging community. I have written perfume reviews for another platform and have been blessed to receive PR from them. But it's a lot of perfume, and I don't need all of that. I don't need to keep all of that. I live in a very old house. It was built around 1905, and the rooms are pretty small. I'm in the room that my daughter grew up in when she was a little girl right now, and there's not a lot of closet space. I just am not someone who is interested in having lots of shelving with hundreds, if not thousands, of perfumes on them. And so one thing that I hope to do on here is to bless other people and pass on perfume just as gifts, and hopefully other people can enjoy that as well. I have traveled a lot, and I love to bake and cook and garden, and all of those things involve fragrance and raw materials, and I just love learning about them. I have studied it. I've sold perfume. I love helping people figure out what notes they enjoy the most and selecting a fragrance for their own self if they aren't sure how to do that. I enjoy all of it, and I hope that we can build a community here that is just very encouraging, and a group of people who love the same things. This love of mine of perfume has also been a tool I've used to get through several surgeries in my life, including a double mastectomy and neck surgery and a shoulder surgery. It's been a tool, and it's also been used for some trauma counseling. So I have some experience and stories that I would like to share with people, and I hope to do that too. This world has just become a difficult place, and I know a lot of people are struggling right now, financially, emotionally, or otherwise, and I just want to be an encouragement and say, just keep going. Things will always get better. Always. There's always a new day. So if that all sounds good to you, I would love it if you would stick around. My next video, I hope to unbox a box of perfume that my mom passed on to me. She had some friends give her some perfumes that I believe are from the 80s or 90s, and I would love to open that with you so that we can explore those. And then after that, maybe Middle Eastern perfumes. My first Middle Eastern perfume was from Bahrain, and I purchased an oil, I believe it was in 1999, 1998, and so kind of wasn't a real common thing that people were doing, but I know you have to be careful. I don't want to offend people. It probably will, but I think that perfume now, with how fast the releases are coming out, it can be really easy to kind of feel like you are on a figure eight or like a merry-go-round that you just can't get off of if you're not careful. So that's something that I'd like to talk about as well. Thank you so much for clicking on this video again, and if you would leave a comment, like I said, just telling me what you would like to hear about or discuss, I would appreciate that so much. Thank you again, and I hope that you have a blessed day. Bye-bye.